This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global in Chicago. It's the morning after.
Morning.
Callum Johnson.
How you doing?
How are you feeling, first of all?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. I'm obviously gutted. Not so much gutted, more so of the result. I'm just gutted because I feel like I didn't perform as good as I could have done. I feel like the occasion got to me a little bit. I was a bit tense, but at the same time, I did well. I had my moments, and like I say, I've got a lot of good feedback and everything else. I just come up short, against a better guy last night. But I think with a bit more activity, with a little less inactivity, I could have done a bit better. And maybe got him out of there when he had the chance. I think I froze, to be honest. When I'd done him in that second round, and I sort of froze and didn't follow up on it, and sort of didn't throw anything. And then, we got back into the fight, and then he caught me. He caught me then in the fourth, and that was it. The ref stopped the fight. So close, but so far.
Callum, talk to me about the first round. What do you kind of remember about his knockdown?
I thought it was a little bit, it was a little bit borderline. Do you know what I mean? I've made through the ropes, and the ref shouted break, and next thing he's put me on my arse.
That's the way it come across watching it.
Yeah, that's how it was, and maybe they say protect yourself at all times, but I was coming up out the ropes, and he's just put one on me. But what can you do? The ref's in there to ref the fight. He refed it that way, and he scored it a knockdown. So can't really complain.
I think people watching it, and obviously don't take offence to this, but I think we kind of feared the worst after that. And then what happened in the second round was literally an explosion from your 400 fans, and it doesn't probably make you feel any better now because you didn't win the fight, but that second round was it was a moment there, where
like I say, I tell people all the time I've got the ability and the power, to fight, to live with anybody in the world and beat anybody in the world on my day, and I think I proved that a little bit. Obviously I didn't finish it off, but a different night maybe I could have done. But I do think the occasion got to me a little bit. I do think I was a little bit stiff and a bit in my performance. And like I say, when I did put him over like that, I did sort of freeze and thought, whoa, shit,
Well, is that what was going through your head at the time when he was kind of down? What?
I don't really know what was going through my head, to be honest. I just froze. I just didn't know what to do. I was sort of overthinking everything. I overthought the whole occasion. I was overthinking when I was in there. I was overthinking about everything. But it's a learning experience. It's the first time I've sort of been at this kind of level and against a fighter I knew I was up against. Don't get me wrong. I knew I wasn't up against just anybody. I knew I was up against, like you say, the most feared fighter in my division. And like I say, I didn't fear him. But I just think the occasion got to me a little bit, if I'm honest.
But listening to him and his team talk after the fight, I think they, quickly acknowledged that was the kind of the first real fight, or the first person, as in you, that had actually come there to fight him and believing that, hang on, I can win this.
Yeah, well, like I said before, and that's what I was planning on doing. And I am, like you say, I'll fight anybody in the world, and when I'm in them ropes, I'm a quiet kid and I don't come across but when I'm inside them ropes, whoever I'm in there with, I'm going to try and take the head off. It's that simple, and I tried to take his head off, and I nearly did. Just didn't quite would go for me, and he ended up taking mine off. So that's the way it goes, isn't it?
But after the second round, I think, watching it, we're kind of thinking now it's going to be a case of who lands first.
I think it pretty much was.
And
that.
It could have been either one of you.
I felt like I was pushing him back, and I was bullying him, and I felt stronger than him. He can obviously punch very hard.
Yeah. What about his power? How would you assess that?
This is what I was going to say. It sounds a little bit contradictory because it didn't feel like he punched super hard. Do you know what I mean? But obviously he must have done, because when he did land, he put me over. But what can I say? You know, I felt like I was pushing him back. I felt like I started to get on top of him and start bullying him a bit, and then he just caught me. He just caught me around the back on the top of the temple, and you know, I went over and dazed me up. You know, who knows if that front hadn't landed and it had gone another round or two, you know, I might have got him again, but I never did. So it's all ifs, buts, and woulda, shouldas, couldas. And by the end of the day, he was a better man on the night, and you know, he got the win.
So many. I know, like I said, it's not kind of the stuff that really you're all going to want to hear, but there's so many positives to take from the night.
There is loads of positives, and I am proud of myself, and I do see all the positives, and obviously I do think I've done no harm to my career. If anything, I've enhanced it.
Yeah, absolutely.
100% that. But what I'm disappointed in is I know my own ability, and I know I didn't perform to the best I can. But you know, at the end of the day, like I said, you know, he was a better man on the night, and you know, I had my moment, nearly got him out of there, and he took his moment and got me out of there. So, you know, can't argue with it.
No. I mean, we're talking about someone that probably in the not too near future will be in the pound for pound list if he's not already in it.
Yeah, well, like you say, I'll be honest. I mean, hitting the not too near future, I'd love to get in there with him again. You know, I'd love to get another couple of fights in, stay active. You know, maybe defend the British, win the European, something like that, or get another fight out here and get back in there with him. Because I do believe, you know, on my day, you know, if I perform to the best I can perform, and I do believe on my day I could beat him, and I think I've proved that even last night when I don't feel I did perform to my best. But you know, it's what I think if me and him boxed, it'd always be one of them kind of fights. You know, whoever landed first and whoever took that chance when we landed. And that's what I said before the fight as well. You know, I did say it's going to be one of them kind of fights, whoever lands first. And you know, he landed first and I landed second, and he landed third, and it was all done. And bit of pill. Have to live with that one. But you know, I'm proud of myself. I just, like you say, again, you can just talk all day about ifs and wouldas and couldas and shouldas. But the facts are, he got the shot off and he was a better man on the night.
Where does your kind of motivation lie of kind of going back to defend your British title after putting that performance in last night?
Well, it depends. It depends what comes up. You know, what other opportunities there is, and let's be honest as well. What's best for me in my career? Obviously, I'll sit down with Joe and speak about it, but money as well. Let's be honest. If whatever's best option for money as well, and risk reward and everything else, you have to take everything into consideration. But like I say, I'm open to whatever there is there, and if it makes sense, I'm up for doing it. You know, I'll fight anybody in the world. I mean, I've proved that, I've shown that. As long as it makes sense financially, and the risk is worth the reward is worth the risk, or whatever, you know. But whatever. I mean, I don't know what lies for me at the minute, but I'm sure nothing. It certainly hasn't dented my career or my options. And like I say, I think it's enhanced them. So
your stock has definitely risen as a result of, you know, your performance yesterday, without a doubt. I think, and at world level as well.
Yeah. Like you say, nobody would fight him. No one's ever took him into deep waters like that. I know it was only a 4-round fight. It was a 4-round slugfest, but it was a 4 rounds where no one really knew who was going to win. You know what I mean? So you know, I think I proved, you know, my power and my strength, especially. You know, I think I proved my balls. You know, but again, I come second, so still a bit of a shitter, really. But there you go.
I've got to mention the support you had last night. People.
Sorry.
It's all right, mate.
On silent.
People were coming in as far as Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking to a guy yesterday who set off on Wednesday, and that got there yesterday to come and watch you fight.
You know what? I was speaking to a lot of them last night in the hotel and everything else, and I wish I could sort of show them how grateful I am. You know, I can tell them how grateful I am and everything else, but man, I'm so grateful and so blessed to have all the people come out and support me that did. And as you say, my old mate Paul, who lives in Australia now, he come over, I think he 32-hour flight or something like that.
36 hour.
Was it 36?
Yeah.
I had some of my family coming from different parts of America. You know, I had people coming from my hometown, around my town, and you know, I had a massive support here, and you know, I'm so thankful, blessed, and humbled by it. And you know, that's a proud thing for me as well, to have all them out here supporting me. Just wish I could have got the belt for them, but you know, I think they all enjoyed it, and I think they was all just proud of being here. Do you know what I mean?
I bet you had family here you didn't know you had.
Yeah, I've got cousins, aunties, uncles, everything. You know, different ones popping up here, there, and everywhere. But no, it's nice to see a few old family members as well I've not seen for a few years. You know, because I've got quite a bit of family out here. They all live in Connecticut, so they all came over and supported me, and it was nice to see them. But yeah, no, it was a great. In all, it was a great experience. I think I'll take a lot from it. I think I'll come on a lot from it mentally rather than physically, because I've got the physical ability, I've got the ability, I've got the skills, I've got the strength, the power, I've got everything I need, like in terms of the tools. I think, you know, last night might have been the final sort of hurdle that I needed, you know, just to, you know, to implant into my brain that, you know, hang on a minute, I can really sort of go with these boys, and you know, I have got the ability to beat these boys. So you know, I think mentally last night would have done me the world of good. Even in defeat, even in, you know, getting stopped. It's not denting my confidence at all. If anything, it's lifted my confidence. It just put that fire in my belly. You know, it's burning more now than it was, and I'm just determined, you know, to get that goal and get that world title, and you know, get back in there as soon as possible.
I think it was Eddie Hearn that said last night that this is almost the start of your career now.
Yeah, definitely. I believe that. I said that. I think my career started March 24th, 2018. You know, when I took the British title, I think that's when my career started. You know, obviously it started seven odd years ago, but it's well documented. It's been stop-start and ups and downs, but I think 2018 is when it started, and I think 2019 is when it will really go good. You know, when I think we'll have some big fights and some big nights, and you know, some big wins.
All right. Well, listen, I appreciate your time this morning,
mate.
And like I said, it's yeah, what a fight as well.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like everyone enjoyed it. It's just it weren't the right result, but it's one of them things. And like I said, your stock's gone up, and you haven't done yourself any kind of harm whatsoever yesterday. So
don't look like it by the looks of my face.
No.
Not that sore actually. I feel alright. I feel like I was going to go do that marathon this morning. I was, to be honest, but Perry won't let me.
All right, Callum, thank you very much for your time, and
you.
safe travels back home.
Cheers,
and I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon.
Nice one. Thank
Top
you.
man.